What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So for today's horror news update, this might be the first one, this might be the only one, but we got some interesting stories, and one of them is literally breaking news. As I'm sitting here pulling together some information, I just happen to hit refresh on a site and the news pops up. Now, I can't say I'm surprised. It's like that saying, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. I'm more so on the side of not surprised, especially how things are going for the current show in this universe. And then we have a recent clip that was dropped for the upcoming film, The Long Walk, that we're gonna watch to close out this video. And we've talked about The Long Walk numerous times. We've watched the teaser trailer. We've watched the full trailer. If you don't know what it is, it's a film coming up based off a Stephen King novel, which we do have over here on the shelf now, which we are going to try to read through before that film comes out, because I would like to do a comparison between the book and the film to see, one, how close they are, and one, to see what's omitted from the movie that was in the book. But again, we only have a couple stories, and then we're gonna watch that clip and then close out this horror news update. So let's jump into our first story for today's video, and that is Nicolas Cage reportedly in talks to star in True Detective season 5. Now, I think True Detective was one of those generational type shows. I will say that I loved the first. I think everyone loved the first season. The first season, I think, of the True Detective series, we'll call it, will never be surpassed by any other season they come out with. I think it was just that good. Season 2, when I first watched it, okay, it was all right. I don't think I watched it again for a while, but the more I've gone back and watched season 2, I've loved it more and more. Season 3, I think, is very underrated. I think it doesn't get enough attention as it should. Season 4, honestly, I couldn't get through it. I know so many people love season 4. I think this is the one, if I remember correctly, it's been a minute, but again, I couldn't even get through the entire thing. Now, I believe this is the one with Jodie Foster in it, and I know many people loved this particular season. It just, I mean, let me double check. Yes, this was the one with Jodie Foster. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to go off on a tangent and be completely wrong, because that was called Night Country. So I couldn't get behind it. I started watching it, and I was like, okay, I may need to come back to this. Went back to it again, couldn't get into it, and I've never gone back to try to finish it. I gave up after, I think, like 2 or 3 times of attempts to watch it. So yeah, it wasn't my favorite. Obviously it's not, because I've never tried to finish it. So if I had to rate them, it's gonna be seasons 1, 3, 2, and 4. Now, but I'm a Nicolas Cage fan. I'm not saying everything Nicolas Cage has done has been great, but I think Nicolas Cage is on that. I don't want to call it his Steven Seagal stage or his Steven Seagal era, where it just seems like he's cranking out movies just to crank them out. I mean, that's what Steven Seagal does, and we know, they're primarily trash. Now, side note, I loved, as a kid, Steven Seagal's like Above the Law, Out for Justice, Hard to Kill. Like, even though they were just corny, as a kid though, they were fun movies to watch. Now with Nicolas Cage, and then as his career got on further, after like Under Siege, and then the monstrosity that was Under Siege 2, and then it was pretty much downhill from there. Now, Nicolas Cage has had, I think, a great overall career. He's been cranking out a lot of movies, but a lot of the movies he's been cranking out, though, have been great movies. So to see this headline that he could be joining and starring in True Detective season 5, I would love to see where this goes and to see his range on a show such as this. So let's jump into this article detail. Nicolas Cage has been on a horror hot streak with memorable performances in Mandy, Rainfield, and Longlegs, and Variety reports that Cage is now in talks for True Detective. Nicolas Cage is nearing a deal to star in the upcoming True Detective season 5, which is again being helmed by Night Country creator Issa Lopez. HBO's True Detective has played host to some of the best actors of our time over the years, including Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in the standout first season, as well as Colin Farrell, Rachel McAdams, and Mahershala Ali and Jodie Foster. We recently learned that the new season of the hit series will be set in Jamaica Bay, New York. I didn't know that. Okay, good to know. A long way from the chilly Innis, Alaska setting of True Detective Night Country. Yeah, it's been rumored that the 5th season will have 3 leads, 2 male, 1 female. That has been confirmed at this time. Stay tuned for more. I think that was a similar kind of breakdown for season 2. As far as like who was starring in it, was pretty much, I think it was like a two male, 1 female kind of. Maybe it was more 3 male, 1 female lead, but it was a similar breakup, a similar dynamic. So I am glad to see that they're going to continue to mix that up. But glad to see that we got a little information as far as where the story will be based at. I am curious to know what time frame the story will be based on. Are we going to be, present time? Are we going to be going back into the 80s, the 90s, the 70s? Where is the story going to play as far as like the main point of the story versus kind of present time, shifting back in time to tell a large portion of the story, shifting back to current time. So I am interested to see how that is going to play out. I don't think there's anything else. Let's see here. Just basic numbers about True Detective Night Country as far as viewers per episode. And then an iconic image here from True Detective Season 1. Again, by far, I think one of the best opening seasons of a TV series that's ever been done, in my opinion. And I would love to see these two come back for another season somehow. I think that would have been great. But understanding the story they told in that first season was perfect. They told the full story for these two characters fully. So while I would have that wish and hope to see these two characters again, I don't think we ever will, because again, their story was told in that first season. So, all right, let's jump over to the breaking news story. Again, surprised, not surprised. So if you haven't heard this, Dexter Original Sin canceled despite Renewal announcement. Dexter Resurrection Season 2 Writers Room to open soon, exclusive. Let's jump into this. I mean, again, this just dropped less than an hour ago. So I have not read all the details on this. The headline just caught my eye, and I was like, okay, let's get the article. Let's get the article link. Let's get a video up and talk about this, because we did an episode by episode breakdown of Original Sin Season 1, and the whole approach I had in doing that review was I wasn't trying to talk about it as a season. I was talking about it as a series, because at the time we only knew it to be a series, a limited run. There was never any talks at that point of them turning this into a seasonal type show. And then they ended the show with a cliffhanger, which led us to believe, they've left the door open to do a season 2. And then soon after that, they announced a season 2, which for a lot of people, that was, they wanted to see a season 2. Me, Original Sin was a one and done for me. I won't ever go back and watch Original Sin again. For me, it really didn't add all that much value to the overall Dexter story for me personally. So let's jump into this. Dexter Original Sin is not returning for season 2 after all. Variety has learned from sources that Paramount has opted not to move forward with another season of the prequel series. A season 2 renewal announcement went out in April, but sources say the series has in fact been on hiatus and no plans to shoot a second season have moved forward, and no production dates were scheduled. The show had originally debuted in December 2024 and wrapped up its first and now only season in February. Variety has also learned that Paramount is imminently planning to open a writer's room for a potential season 2 of Dexter Resurrection, a follow-up to Dexter and Dexter New Blood, in which Michael C. Hall stars in the role of Dexter Morgan once again. The first season debuted on July 11th, with the final scheduled for September 5th. While a renewal is by no means a guarantee, the show has garnered strong viewership and reviews. The premiere episode drew 4.4 million multiple platform viewers in the first 7 days, while the first season holds a 94% critical approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So we've been also doing a Dexter Resurrection episode by episode. I haven't been all that sold on it yet. There's been 2 episodes that have been vastly disappointing to me. I thought Gemini was that cliffhanger for Gemini was absolutely just wasted. They wasted that amazing cliffhanger, that amazing twist. They just ruined it. They wasted it, and shame on them. So far, I feel like there's been I think we have 8 episodes now that we've gotten. 2 have been filler for me. 2 have been just absolutely trash and waste. We just watched episode 8 today because it dropped last night. So I will be putting up. I will be putting up like I normally do my review over the weekend. I'm not gonna say how I feel about it now. You'll have to check out that video. But thus far, for me, it's been a pretty mid season. I'm not surprised though that if the idea was to cancel Original Sin Season 2 and put all the effort behind a Season 2 for Resurrection, because I can see where this is going. I mentioned this, and spoiler alert, if you didn't know this, Angel Batista, David Zayas, if that's how you pronounce his last name, I think that's his last name, who plays Angel Batista. Many people think he's going to get killed every episode. He's going to get killed. But if you go look at the like credit sheet for the show, he's in all 10 episodes. So unless they're gonna kill him literally in the last episode and use his death as part of the cliffhanger to carry them into a potential season 2, Batista could easily be going into season 2, or at least the early parts of season 2, seeing how things are going for that character. Again, go check out our playlist for the show, and we'll talk more about that. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the rationale. Original Sin was great. We told some backstory. Yeah, it's done. Let's move on, because everyone wants to see Michael C. Hall as Dexter. Everyone wants to see the story here carry on. So the decision not to proceed with the second season of Original Sin comes not long after the closing of Skydance Paramount merger. Okay, well, that could be part of it as well. Mike Thunnell, who counts Showtime's production operations as part of his new purview, and the new senior leadership team are said to be assessing the entire slate at the premium cabler, premium cabler, and beyond. According to an individual with knowledge of the situation, Thunnell and his team decided to focus on Resurrection and Hall's role as Morgan as they look to continue Dexter's franchise. And that's exactly what I just said. I didn't think that the merger was going to have a play into this decision, but obviously it did. New leadership comes in. Yeah, you want to streamline things. Now we do. So let's keep reading, because I do have a thought of where this is also going to lead. News of Original Sin's untimely demise comes as Showtime's gradual decline has continued unabated for years. Once a bastion of premium scripted content on par with HBO, the network's current slate has been winnowed down to just a handful of scripted originals and rebranded as Paramount Plus with Showtime. The current Showtime lineup includes The Chi, The Agency, and Yellow Jackets, along with Dexter Resurrection. Okay, now we're just getting into what Original Sin was about. Yeah, who was in it, what it was based in. Clyde Phillips, who's the showrunner. Dexter, let's see if he says anything here, was also series creator. There's nothing new here that we don't already know. So there's nothing new here as to what the decision was based on. Okay, so before we move on to our last topic, which will be we're gonna watch the clip for The Long Walk. I would not be surprised, and timestamp this, mark my words, we would come back to this video, and I'll even make note of this video. I won't be surprised if this also means the prequel series for the Trinity Killer is gonna be cut. They're not gonna do it now, even though Clyde Phillips has come forward and said that the episodes are written, they're done. I don't see that show happening at all now. If they're not willing to continue the prequel series for Dexter's character, why focus on the Trinity Killer? That would make zero sense. And to me, Trinity Killer wasn't even the most prolific or best killer that Dexter, I guess, broad story killer that Dexter has come across, in my opinion. I would say having the round table of serial killers in Dexter Resurrection is a bit more interesting. I just wish they would be pulling it off a little bit better than the Trinity Killer. So I don't see that show moving forward at all. If it does, it will be a long time before they ever come back to that idea. But again, you cancel Dexter Original Sin Season 2. There's no way they're going to put money behind a prequel series solely focused on the Trinity Killer. I would be shocked if that were to even move forward. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this story. Dexter, again, Dexter Original Sin Season 2, now canceled. It is now a considered one and done for Dexter Original Sin. So best to those who were all involved. Anyone who was new to acting, we did have some veterans in there, but yeah, best to all those involved. Again, for me, the show just didn't hit. So it was a one and done viewing for me. I'll never go back to it and watch it again. So, all right, we're going to move into our last story for today, which is The Long Walk claims its first victim in red band clip. So we're going to just run through this article real quickly here. We're not going to spend a lot of time on information we already know about this, because again, we've been covering this film for quite some time through the various trailers and articles. So we're just going to cherry pick this, see what's new, and then we're going to wrap this up with the clip that it's referring to. So The Long Walk claims its first victim in the red band clip below, previewing the film's harrowing dystopia. As I already mentioned, as it says here, based on Stephen King's 1979 novel of the same name. The movie is coming to theaters September 12th. The story follows Raymond Garrity, a 16-year-old who takes part in an annual contest in which 100 teens must journey nonstop under strict rules until only one is left alive. All casting information here, nothing new. We have so it's rated R for strong, bloody violence, grisly images, self-deletion, pervasive language, and sexual references. So we have the clip which we're going to watch. I imagine this is going to be from the clip we're getting ready to watch, and then no additional posters. So, all right, let's jump over to this clip, and then we're going to wrap up today's horror news update with the red band clip from The Long Walk. Yeah, so that was and that's supposed to be the first one that I guess gets taken out in the film. So as I've mentioned before with this film, I have no context outside of what we've read about together through the various articles, trailers, teaser trailers. That's why I want to read the book on this one, because I want to understand a bit more as to what the contest is about. Obviously whoever wins, and we know this from the articles we've read, whoever wins, they get this some substantial prize money. So, and the way the town, or I guess town, looks like, we saw some lady saying it would appear to be outside of a church, and we've seen in the trailers how the town looks very desolate. I'm sure these are all people who are living in poverty, and this is their way to get money to survive or to live or to get out of this area, and that's why these kids are doing it for their families or for themselves. So on the other side of that coin, and this is going to probably sound pretty harsh, is if you're in a contest with 99 other people, you being the 100th, right? So there's 100 total, and you all have to keep walking. You cannot stop, as we see here. If you do, then that's the end of you, right? I can understand in the beginning of this, why they're wanting to keep their friend walking, because they're all still friends. At some point, though, you're gonna have to come to a realization. This is a game. This is a competition, and even if you're just left with 2 or 3 of your friends, only one of you is making it out, unless you all somehow can revolt and disarm these. I don't know if it's military, these soldiers, or whoever they are, this militia that's holding them. I don't want to say hostage, but holding them at firearm point. Unless you're going to revolt against them and disarm them and somehow take over, you need to come to the realization that you signed up for this, and this is the consequence. This is going to be the outcome of it. Only one of you is going to survive. 99 of you are going to be deleted. So, okay, that doesn't sound cold-hearted. I'm just looking at it from that perspective as well. So, anyways, that's going to do it for this horror news update. Again, Nicolas Cage in talks to sign on to star in True Detective Season 5. Fingers crossed that happens. I think he would be amazing in it. And the breaking news today is Dexter Original Sin Season 2 has been canceled. They will not be moving forward with that. So that was a one and done for Dexter Original Sin. And then we had the exclusive red band clip from The Long Walk. So drop a comment in the comments section. Let us know what you think about any one of these stories. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.